So on our foldable that we did in class today, we will need to go through and fill out some of the examples. So we have 3 different ways that we can find a constant given different information, and this is on page 76, or it should be on page 76. So for table, it says you try, and it tells you to determine whether the ratios are proportional. Simply divide y divided by x to get the constant. So this is our formula, y divided by x. This will give me my constant, which is k. So I need to go, and basically, I'm going to do the scary one that has the fractions. I'm going to do y divided by x. Okay, and I'm put the wrong information here for 6. So this actually should be 2. Okay, so now I am going to start. Now y divided by x, that's 2 divided by 1/2. Okay, and then that's 3 divided by 3/4. 8 divided by 2, and 20 divided by 5. Okay, I'm going to start with down here doing the easier ones because yes, the fractions look scary. 20 divided by 4 is, or I'm sorry, divided by 5 is 4. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, so now let's look what happens when I am dividing a fraction. I actually multiply it by its reciprocal. So that's essentially 3 over 1 times 4 over 3. So that would give me 4, 8, 12 over 3, which would reduce to 4. Okay, so I get 4. All right, I'm seeing a pattern, seeing that this 4 may be my constant rate of proportionality. So here, I'm just going to do this over here. So I'm going to really multiply by 2 over 1. And 2 times 2 is 4. So my constant is 4. And that's the same for every number set given, every xy value. And when I have a constant rate of proportionality, I know that it is proportional and it is a direct proportion. Okay, so I could write this as 4 to 1, basically my unit rate. For every time I go up 1, I go up 4. Okay, so next we have you try with the equations. Okay, so it says an equation of a proportional relationship or direct variation is written in the form of y equals kx. Now we talked about this. Okay, this up here is just a form of this. So, and it says k represents the constant or the unit rate. So to get the constant, we use the k equals y divided by x. Again, if I just divided by x here, it would equal the same thing. Y divided by x equals k, which is what I have up here. So it's just changing that formula around, still using that same information. So now, what did I do here? I divided by this x. Well, over here, I'm going to do that same exact thing. I have y equals kx. And I need to figure out what is k. And k is equal to y divided by x. So then I divide by 4, divide by 4. So I get 36 divided by 4, which is 9, equals k. Okay? And you could do the other 2. Next one is given a graph. Now my graph's not as detailed as yours, but it says a graph of a proportional relationship must, and we spoke about this yesterday, make a linear function, meaning a straight line, and it starts or goes through the origin, which we did not discuss yesterday, but we talked about how it must be a straight line and it must have a constant rate of proportionality. Okay, so what we added here was goes through the origin, meaning at 0, 0, Or like in our example today, if 0 people went to the movie, we spent $0. Okay, so here, when I'm traveling, if I travel for 0 hours, I go 0 miles. So that's why it makes sense that it must go through the origin. So you find y when x equals 1. So I look down here at my points. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is my my x-axis. This is my y-axis. So I look at 1 is equal to 30. So my point is 1, 30. My points are always written x, y. Okay? So my x value and my y value. Then it says find any point on the line and divide y divided by x. All labeled points have a constant of 30. So let's look. 30, because this is my, over here, this is my y. I'm going to divide it by the x. So if I do, I can essentially set up my table like your problem on your homework tonight, where you have to create a table. So if I have 30, here's my y and my x. 30 over 1. I have 60 over 2. Okay, so I'm going back and I'm making my table into graph information. This is another way to see it. This is all going to be 30. So my k equals 30, because 60 divided by 2 is 30, 90 divided by 3 is 30, 120 divided by 4 is 30. So my k is equal to 30. So I could use that to help me determine what my next points would be. So this will help you on your quiz tomorrow. Make sure that you have all of this information.